Welcome to the back shack where we're doing live fire cooking and making drinks, especially tiki drinks. And today I've got a really special thing that I've been looking forward to doing for a while. I got a tomahawk steak, but not any kind of tomahawk steak. This is actually Wagyu Beef tomahawk steak, so the famous Japanese Wagyu Beef. So we found one recently, and I'll show you some close-ups of the labeling certificates here. But it's full-on Wagyu Beef. But in the whole tomahawk steak cut. But this one's going to be a fun one to cook over the fire. So the key thing here is to get your fire nice and hot, so we're using a Weber kettle for it. So we're going to get the Weber up to 500-600 degrees and sear each side, and then take the thing off into indirect heat afterwards to cook through the middle to however you like it, whether you like it rare, medium, but I wouldn't suggest going past medium rare or medium at the very most. So keep watching and let's get to the barbecue. So the first thing we need to do is to light the fire, and we're setting up a 2-zone fire. So we've got coals over here, nothing over on the other side here. So we'll get this good and hot, and we'll flatten it out a little bit, but we're going to leave an open space here so we can have direct heat to sear the outside of the steak, and an indirect heat over here to allow the steak to cook all the way through to the temperature that we want. So get your coals ready, and when they are, we'll get to the next step. Okay, so the nice thing about this cut of meat and working with Wagyu is the cooking is actually pretty simple. We don't marinate it, we don't salt it, we don't spice it. The meat itself is the star. So the whole thing with this is don't overdo it with this meat, whatever you do. Be really gentle with it. It is so tender and so succulent. The taste is so good. You really don't need to do anything else with it. So we're going to cook it quickly, and then we're going to use salt and pepper and smoked salt as our condiments later on the table. So our temperature is up over 500, so we are ready to begin the cooking process. And here we close the vent just to bring down the flames and the smoke a little bit for when we open it up to put it on in direct heat. We'll open that up again just to bring the temperature back up a little bit once we move it off the direct flames. here we need to move it off of direct heat. Over off the coals, indirect heat. We'll let it cook inside a little bit. Put in a meat thermometer. Get a glove on here. It's nice and browned on the outside here. We want to get that in about halfway. If you have an instant one, even better. A corded one like this is fine. You got a remote that hooks up to your phone. That's awesome too. Here we want to put the lid back on. Keep the temperature. Hopefully around 400. Oh, that's good. And we're waiting for that to get up to 130 on the inside. Okay, so the temperatures, it's hard to see here, is up at 127 now. We want to get it to about 130, 135. That's internal temperature. So what we'll do is we'll take it off now. When we let it rest, it'll rest for about 5-10 minutes, and it'll actually keep cooking inside. So you don't want to take it off too late, otherwise you're going to overdo it on the inside. And it's a beautiful summer day. I don't know if you can hear all the cicadas going crazy out here. They're very, very loud. It's music to our cooking. Okay, so I've had the vents shut actually the whole time it's been cooking here, so the temperature's gone down to 400, and it's still maintained enough heat on the barbecue to cook it gently on through the meat without charring the outside any further. So we'll take that probe out. Oh, it smells so good. I know you can't smell through the video here, but it smells amazing. No other steak. You know, Wagyu, of course, is famous, and there's a reason why it's so famous. So rich, so tender, perfect marbling all through it. Right, we're ready to bring it inside and let it rest. The meat's in and it's rested, and we're ready to slice it, see how it turned out. Like I said before, it just smells amazing. These outer pieces are a little more cooked. I think when we get on the inside, we'll get down to medium. Yeah, we're getting down to medium now. Such a thick steak. Medium rare. Getting closer. The fat and the marbling running through it are just incredible. Juices are running off of it. All these pieces are cooked to perfection. So, like I said, try to get it to about 130, 135 at the most for internal temperature. I took it off at 127, getting close to 130, to let it rest and just let that juices kind of soak back in. Such an amazing cut of meat. We'll do a taste test in a second.